Today we're going to be talking about which ethnic group of women have the worst attitude. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notifications button before we get started. Okay, today we're going to be talking about which ethnic group of women have the worst attitude. And when I talk about this, I'm not going to be talking about all women. I'm just going to be totalizing what I see. These are my opinions. And if you disagree, get in the comment section, let me know. Let's talk about it. But I'm going to break down today from the best attitude of ethnic women down to the worst attitude of ethnic women, all right? And we're gonna see if I'm right or if I'm wrong, okay? First, we're gonna start off with Asian women. I feel Asian women have the best attitude. Now, when I say Asian, I'm talking about East Asian, South Asians, and I'm also throwing women from India in there, and Koreans in there, and Japanese. All together is Asians. I think that these women are very submissive, very loyal, very caring, and very smart people. On a look scale, I have them around a 6. All right? They have to do more to look pretty. But far as mindsets, you're barely around a Chinese woman or an Asian woman that has an attitude. Most of the time when you're around them, there's a comfortable setting. You don't have to deal with back talk. You never see them arguing with people in public. You may go over to Asia and you may be able to see them arguing then, but here in the United States, I don't see too many Asian women that are disruptive, that are argumentative. Most of them have a sweet spirit and they're very easy to be around. I have them as the women that have the best attitudes. And we're talking from birth all the way up to being old. Just in common nature, you never walk or be in altercations with these type of women. And this is why they're number 1 in my book. Next, we're going to talk about Middle Eastern women. When I say Middle Eastern, Iraqians, Iranians, Pakistanians, Syria, Turkey, all those countries that have Middle Eastern Muslim women, in my opinion, they're going to be on the 7 scale when it comes to a look, but they're also very submissive. They're very caring. They're very loyal. You don't come across too many altercations with these type of women. For one, a lot of you guys have never even been around Middle Eastern women. I have. I've been around a lot of Middle Eastern women, and I'm telling you, you barely see them have competition with a man. They have competition amongst each other, but not as much. They're not known for fighting each other or known for even getting irate about things. Do they have mood swings like any other woman? Yes, but this is also another woman. It takes a lot to make her mad, but when she does get mad, a Middle Eastern woman, she will reach her peak, but she calms down real fast. She doesn't express as much anger as other race of women. She's very easy to be around. And I have her as the 2nd woman in the world that has the best attitude, all right? Next, we're gonna talk about Latino women. And I'm talking about South Americans, Brazilians, Colombians, Spaniards, Venezuelans. These type of women, in my opinion, on the look scale, have a 9. And the reason why I say that they have a 9 is because these are women that look good, even without makeup. They're very caring. They're very submissive. They're very loyal. But when it comes to their attitudes, you're going to be looking at 50-50. They're not that controlling. One thing about a Spanish woman, she would ride with you. She would be loyal to you, depending on how you treat her. You treat a Spanish woman bad, you're going to get it. One thing that you can't do is treat a Spanish woman bad. She will go crazy and she will aim to hurt you, and she will aim to hurt you bad. This type of woman, in my opinion, is lined up to be the next face of beauty as the white woman falls down from grace. This is why I have her look at a 9. It's because a lot of these women, even though butt injections came from Latin America, a lot of these women do less altercations to their body. they wear less makeup and they can still pull off a good look even when they're just bare. Their attitudes are always calm. These are women that want to be moms. Not a lot of them are trying to go out and outdo a man. So they always have a settled mindset when you're around them. But a lot of them do have attitudes. In my opinion, if you're dealing with a Spanish woman, right? And I've dealt with a lot of Spanish women, and I've noticed a trend amongst them. If they are listening to Spanish music all the time, then they still have morals. When they start listening to rap music, their morals are leaving them. That's what I've learned about Spanish women. If they listen to Spanish music all the time, they're worth being with. If they're listening to rap music, they're not worth being with, all right? Because they're taking on doctrine of other race of women that's gonna bring out the worst of them. And I have the Spanish woman as the number 3 best attitude in the world, all right? Next, we're gonna talk about the black woman, all right? The black woman is not the number 1 woman with the attitude, even though people think that she should. I think black women are very aggressive. I think that they have a tough aura about them. A lot of trans personalities, like Minister Jab said, a lot of trans personalities in black women. But believe it or not, a lot of these black women are very sweet and soft underneath. They're just programmed to have this hardcore structure about them. I've noticed, as a light-skinned black dude, black women treat me differently than they do dark-skinned guys. Because a lot of black women hate themselves. So they walk around with this hate about themselves all the time, lashing out at people that look just like them. But in my opinion, I've always had dark-skinned black women treat me very good as a light-skinned guy. But I've seen them treat other guys bad. That's what really makes their attitudes bipolar about things. Now, I'm gonna throw another race of women in there with the blacks, and that's going to be Caribbean women and Puerto Rican women. Puerto Rican women is not part of the Latino crowd. She's part of the black woman crowd because Puerto Ricans are typically black women. They act like black women, talk like black women, and mimic black women all the time. I don't even put Puerto Ricans in the Spanish category, even though I'm Puerto Rican. So when it comes to black women, she's close to the last. She's close to being it, but she's not. Her attitude is bad, period. But it's not number 1. All right? Now, when it comes to a black woman's look, I'm going to give her between a 6 and a 9. Majority of black women that actually get on a diet and stay in the gym can maintain a 8 and 9 for majority of their life. But a lot of black women, due to bad diets, due to weaves, due to makeup, bad food that we're seeing on the regular now, and the destruction between tattoos and piercings that black women are getting, their look value is actually dropping down to 5, 4s, and 3s faster than normal. A black woman that takes care of herself can maintain her looks for her whole life. I've seen black women maintain a 7 through a 9 their whole life whenever they're actually eating right. And the ones that are actually not eating right, putting on the wigs and trying to mimic your superstars, they're actually destroying themselves, which actually drops the look of a black woman. If a black woman just diets right, she can maintain her look, but they choose to destroy themselves. Next. Okay. The worst attitude of them all, out of all women, is gonna go to the white woman. Anything white. If you ain't got melanin in your skin and you got straight hair that fall down, blonde hair that's natural, brunettes, Italians, Ukrainians, New Zealanders, all y'all considered white. Privilege. That's why her attitude is bad. She's the most privileged woman on the planet. She's the woman, let's say this. They got a saying. It's called the most poisonous people is gonna walk in your life with a smile on their face. That's exactly what a white woman's gonna do. She gonna walk in your life with a smile on her face. And once she gets good and comfortable, she's gonna become very conniving, she's gonna scheme, and she's gonna be very controlling because society has placed an aura around her that says she's privileged to get anything she wants. See, they use their privileges to get money. They use their privileges to lock people up. But they come across very submissive, very caring. And the reason why a white woman's attitude is the worst attitude, it's because it's passive aggression. In other words, you're not gonna see too much of her coming brutally like a black woman. She's gonna kill you in silence. I done told black dudes a whole bunch of times, you need to stay away from them women, because them women only want you for attention and they want you for sex. When you don't conform to a white woman, you're good as dead to them. You're useless. When it comes to a white woman's look, I'm gonna place her between a 6 and a 9. I feel between the ages of 18 and 24, a lot of white women can maintain a 7 through a 9. By the time white women get around 30, they looks normally go down to a 6, and it gets worse from there. When I judge looks, I'm not judging looks based off of makeup. I judge looks based off of what a woman looks like when you wake up with her in the morning. What she's gonna look like that you're gonna see majority of the time. Majority of the time, you're not gonna see women walking around dolled up. Husbands do not look at pretty women when they wake up in the morning. They have to wait for their wives to get dolled up. But the race of women that I feel maintains their look the best is gonna be Spanish. I feel like white women pull the beauty off, because I feel like majority of the world is just taught to believe that they're beautiful. But at the end of the day, when a white woman get around 30, I feel like they look starts deplenishing faster than any other race of women. And the reason why I feel like she has the worst attitude is because when you're with a white woman, you're constantly walking on eggshells. This is a woman that's very sweet. She can act submissive. She can act caring. But you have to understand, if you do not conform to her ideology, when she goes to destroy you, she's going to destroy you. She do the worst. You have more white women that actually kill their husbands, that actually put hits out on their husbands than any other race of women. They're the most privileged. That's why they're number one. Not because they're feisty or because they have that. No, they're the weakest women on the planet, but they're given the most power. That's why when you don't conform to her, you're done. That's why she has the worst attitude. This is Anthony Spade. Hasta la vista.